And and I feel like he must know this, that these things are not connected in any way, that like there's nothing about sending aid or anything to Ukraine that stopping doing that is not going to help the problem at the border. Like how the fuck does that help the problem at the border? I ask you that. His whole thing, he will repeat this throughout this interview, is that the people need to be more worried about how is being more worried about the border, being concerned about the border and like grandstanding and, you know, puffing out your chest. I'm a big conservative and I care about the border and my conservatism's bigger than Mitch McConnell's conservatism because he doesn't care about the border because he cares about Ukraine. It's so dumb. Like I genuinely don't understand it, other than it's just political grandstanding bullshit of like, I'm the real conservative. Every other conservative is a fake conservative. It's so stupid. There's nothing. If you wanted to fix the border, all it would take is Joe Biden changing his mind. That's it. Literally, that's it.
Example here. So my family, obviously, we're all from Ohio, but I have a lot of family from eastern Kentucky, the Appalachian part of Kentucky. And the county that my grandparents were born in, the life expectancy in that county is 67. 67. That's comparable to a lot of third world countries. If you are a leader and you have allowed that to happen to your own country in your own back.
Here's an idea. Take some fucking responsibility for yourself. Do you know why the life expectancy is 67 in like bumfuck Appalachia, Kentucky? It's because those people abuse themselves with fucking drugs and alcohol and cigarettes and garbage food. They don't have to do that. They don't have to do that. They choose to do that. And you can say, well, it's because their lives are shit and they're poor and blah, blah, blah. Fine. Take some fucking how about this? You're a Republican, right? You're a conservative. Whatever happened to the bootstraps? Did everybody's bootstraps fall off? Whatever happened to that? And here's the thing. You know, if you want to focus on helping those people, nothing. That's fine. Fine. If you want to do stuff to help them, that's totally fucking cool. If we want to do like, you know, anti-drug programs, whatever the fuck, I don't know, social welfare? Are Republicans in favor of social welfare now? Probably not. But if you want to do stuff to help them bring jobs back, fine. Fine. You know what's not going to help those people at all? Defunding Ukraine. That will not do a goddamn thing to help them. There is not going to be a single cent more that goes into Bubba Gump's welfare check because we don't send some ammunition to the Ukrainians.
Backyard. If you're Mitch McConnell and you're a senator from Kentucky and you care more about the fact that Russia invaded Ukraine than about the fact that your own citizens are getting murdered by fentanyl brought in by cartels, and that's lowering life expectancy, you need to look in the mirror and accept that you're going
to sit there with a straight face and tell us that you think Mitch McConnell doesn't care enough about border security and fentanyl? Are you retarded? Are you retarded, JD? If the answer is no, then you're full of shit and you're lying. Just because he wants to fund Ukraine, somehow that translates into his mind into not caring enough. Like Mitch McConnell, if Mitch McConnell just cared harder, he could save the lives of kids addicted to fentanyl. Yeah, I'm sure that's the case. If he just moved, I don't know, 8.2 units of his caring for Ukraine over into the caring side of his brain for fentanyl overdoses, that's going to change the whole fucking world, isn't it? This is so stupid.
Of course, the biggest screw up, the biggest problem we have right now is the American southern border. And if you're not focused on that, and you're not getting fired up about that, and you're not pulling all-nighters at the U.S. Senate about that, you're in the wrong job.
How is that going to help the border? Pulling an all-nighter at the U.S. Senate and getting fired up about it. What would help the border is for Biden to change his mind. As I said 200 times already, nothing you're going to fucking do is going to change anything. It's not an issue of money. It wouldn't matter. We could throw all the money and border agents we want at the border. If the policy remains the same, where they let the immigrants come in, they let them do an asylum claim, a baseless asylum claim, and then they just let them go into the country. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many border agents, how much money, how many angry speeches J.D. Vance gives. It doesn't matter, if we totally abandoned Ukraine and never gave them another dime, none of that would change anything at the border. The only thing that would change that is Joe Biden changing the policy. Because, as much as I hate all that shit and think it's stupid, there are people that love that shit. That's the reason he says it. I call him an idiot and a moron. He's probably not. It's probably very calculated. There's people that love to hear that shit. That love to hear that it's, all the problems in your life are really just caused by evil neoconservatives and Democrats and rich elites in Washington that are fucking you over because all they care about is their own wallet and greed. And this is why they care more about Ukrainians than they do about you. That's why the border's a mess. It's a pernicious lie, but people like to hear that. They like to be bullshitted like that. You know why you're addicted to fentanyl and your kids are dying of drug overdoses? It's not your fault. Nothing to do with you. It's the government. It's the elites. It's the people who are beholden to the arms industry